Congratulations to the both of you. Did
Thank
a
you.
wonderful job in this movie. And, how familiar were either of you with the book before this all came together?
0%
I'd never heard of it before
familiar.
before the film. But
Yeah.
Alden read it in a week, and
That's not true.
Alright, it's not true. But he would be, in the first week of rehearsal, I would go past the gym in the warehouse, and while he was buffing up to play a jock, he'd also be reading the book on the exercise bike with the script, and made me feel like a not proper actor. But
That's why I did it.
Damn it.
Just to make her feel like that.
I was just scribbling. I wasn't really doing any work.
So, though, I'm sure you hear after the fact that it's quite popular, has quite a fan base.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are, looking forward to
Good.
seeing these characters be on the big screen. Does that come with any pressure when you're actually making the film, or do you have to just put that aside and go, we're just going to do the best that we can do?
I think we did. We put it aside from the beginning because we thought that the pressure doesn't actually help you do your job better. It just, in fact, it can just hinder your your relationship to the work and the material that you're actually working with now. So we wanted to, I think, work from the script and what we'd been given and in this new medium, and make sure that we left the book to always be the fans, that the Lena and Ethan that they had in the story will always be their Lena and Ethan, and we don't want to try and take that or say this is what they look like,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
How about for you? I mean,
I think
there's a lot of girls out there, who are going to be like very excited to see you up on this big screen. I have to tell you that.
Undo that button.
I think
Sorry.
I think I had the same perspective, which is that it couldn't possibly help to try to appeal to, because everyone has such a unique vision. When you read a book, you have such a personal, that's what's fun about reading a book, is it engages your imagination, but everybody's imagination is different, and therefore there's no way to pander to every single person's vision of what it would be like. So I think what's great about the book is that it allows for this very idiosyncratic, humorous characters who are a little offbeat, and what we did and what Richard opened up to us was creating a film where we could bring our own version of idiosyncrasy and humor and offbeat quality to it. And so hopefully in that way it captures the same spirit in the book, which I think it does.
Yeah.
But it can, you're never going to have exactly the right eyebrow color for somebody.
Of course. Okay, the chemistry in this movie between the two of you, outstanding.
No.
Like, seriously,
Aww.
when did the two of you know you hit it off? Because you don't always know when you get on a set and like, I gotta work with him or her.
Right.
This
Yeah.
works.
Well, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
I like that people do assume that because you had good chemistry on screen, we must like each other.
Right.
But we do.
Which is not true. Oh, we do.
No, I think Alden made like a joke and said funny, smart things, and I was like, okay, yeah, he's fine.
Oh, and then it just worked.
We met like I got the part right before we started shooting, so we met in the rehearsal room, and I think that what both Richard and I and Alice and I were reluctant to do the movie in the first place. Before we read the script, we'd both said no to auditioning for it when we were just given this sort of breakdown of, oh, it's this kind of genre movie, and we both knew that we had talked with Richard, and for me it was when I read the script within 2 pages I knew I wanted to do it, because there was this, it was clear that it was its unique own story, and but we both knew that we had this skepticism about it, and that Richard and I and Alice were all on the same page about trying to make this the most unusual, left of center, intelligent version of this kind of story. And because of that, when we met, we had this mutual respect for each other that I think opened the door to a kind of playful, relaxed quality in the scenes.
Yeah, and then you get to work with, oh my God, the veteran actors that are in this movie. I mean, what do you as young up-and-coming actors take from people like Jeremy Irons, Emma Thompson, Viola Davis? I mean, my goodness, what a cast.
Yeah,
I know,
incredible.
I know. It's like, I don't even know what to say anymore. I love them so much that I don't really know what to say. they're all so original in their own personalities and so driven, and their work ethics are amazing, and it's just inspiring. What else? I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no, I think that's good.
Yeah, I mean, really, I just suck it all in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, getting to work with people like that, it really brings you to another level. And we'd watch them on the monitor when we would be not even in the scenes, but it was like free acting class to see that. For me, the coolest thing was you see these people's performances in the film, and you see these snippets that they take that are the best moments, but you don't see how they arrive at that moment. You don't see what their take one is or take four or whatever it is, and to study the way in which they kind of keep themselves focused or play around on set or whatever it is they do to arrive at that moment was really interesting to see kind of behind the scenes of.
Yeah. Why do you guys think that this had such a huge fan base? Like, why do people relate to these characters, and did you guys relate to your characters in any way?
I think that what I really liked about the characters in this story is that they weren't, what I think can sometimes happen within the teenage genre is that, people, they don't want to be cheesy, they don't want to be this, so it turns into a sort of manipulation of what they think what a writer thinks a teenage person is, and what they think teenagers want to see of themselves. So I think it can sometimes lean towards trying to be cool, which is less interesting.
Right.
Whereas these characters, to me, had an honesty and a reality and passion about them that was funny when it was funny and touching when it was touching, and while still existing within cliches and a mainstream genre, it wasn't bound by that. It could be playful and land left of center wherever it wanted, and I love that.
Yeah, and they're written as people as opposed to trying to capture some. Because when you try too hard to catch that one cultural moment, you end up with a script where everybody's saying like, "Hey, let's scooter on down to the soda fountain and flip our skateboards out on the flip side," and that doesn't really. I mean, that's how me and my friends talk, but that's not really how everybody talks.
Alice, quickly, I want to ask you just very quickly. Of course, your mom is the wonderful Jane Campion. My God, one of my favorite directors there is out there. But did you ever,
Thank you for saying so.
Oh, I love her. When you were growing up, did you ever think that this was the business that you were always destined to be in, or were you not?
I
sure?
just don't remember a time when where stories wasn't the way I looked at the world. It was the only way I ever sort of could understand society and life was by imitating it, and in whatever capacity I can hope to do so. And my mother definitely, her influence was so huge, and I'm so proud to have been influenced by her. I don't know where the influence began, where it ends.